In this video, we're going to be installing a fork brace from SuperBrace on our 3rd generation KLR650. The KLR650 has a lot of distance between where the hub connects here at the front wheel and all the way up here to the fender where there's a support brace that goes across the top. But we noticed, especially doing 40 miles an hour and getting in the ruts, especially in the sand, that this thing tends to wobble. A little uneasy feeling, kind of scared me actually. So we're hoping that this SuperBrace here that we install right here across this section here will help stiffen up our front suspension. Installing the SuperBrace is super easy. There's only 4 bolts right here with an Allen head, and a 5mm Allen will get you access to those bolts. I'm using a little stubby here to help me get access where the area is kind of tight behind the wheel. First, let's remove it from the package. Nice and compact. Actually really good looking. I think it'll look great on the KLR. It looks pretty much stock. It's vacuum sealed in there pretty good. Might be nice to have a knife. Fortunately, we have one here in our toolkit. A little Gerber multi-tool. There you go. Comes with that, and it comes with some instructions. The first step of the instructions is place the motorcycle on a center stand and stand it upright. Alright, center stand. The next step will be to remove the dust boots. Those are pretty easy. Not remove them, just take them up from the bottom and make sure you got plenty of room for them. Put them out of the way as much as you can. Probably put a zip tie on there, but it'll be fine, I think. Do both sides. The instructions say you need to release the axle and pinch nuts or pinch bolts, so we'll do that. Not exactly sure why, but maybe it has something to do with just keeping the suspension aligned a little better. Loosen those, and now for the adapter for the axle. 14mm adapter. That's torqued on there really well, so we'll need a cheater bar. That's on there good. There you go. Get a little bit of movement. Just loosen it. Just says to loosen it, so I'm not going to take it out too much. I think that's loose. Those are loose. The next step is just to remove these 4 Allen screws. This is a 5mm Allen. So we'll remove those so we can disassemble the brace in 2 parts. Okay, now we can take it apart. There we go. This will be the front side and this will be the back side. We'll install the back side here. Check the alignment. You can see how it just kind of sits right there on the rubber seal. That'll be nice. Now let's put the front on. Make sure the alignment is good. Boots are getting in the way. Alright. Fits nice and snug. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's get the bolts in. Now, although the instructions don't say it, we're just going to add a little bit of blue thread lock. After all, this is a KLR. We'll insert these, just finger tight, not tight yet. Want to make sure we got even distribution of the tension strength. So the instructions say to tighten these only 10 foot-pounds, so this stubby should be tight enough. It says hand tight, so using the stubby, once we get these tight, I think we'll be set. There you go. Okay, and finally the last one. Okay, they're all tight. So now we're going to push the boots back down, snug them up to the brace. There's one downside of the brace, because they take this little same amount of space. You'll notice that these holes now are exposed to the tops of the seals, but we'll just continue to take them off every so often and make sure there's no dust up there and clean them. If you wanted to, you probably could cut them and lower them back down to the top, but I think for us we'll be fine. And what they call the final step, however there's one more thing afterwards, but second to last step is we're going to torque this axle bolt back down. I'm on the road, so I don't have a torque wrench, but I have discovered that if you use this cheater bar method, it'll get it pretty darn close. And finally, the pinch bolts. There we go. Not too crazy tight. It's easy to tear those threads inside there. Although 8 was the last step, there should be another step here. It says, important before riding, balance the front suspension of the motorcycle, cycle up and down to ensure proper installation is done. To prevent stiction, make sure the fork tubes are parallel and the axle bolt is not over tightened. Factory torque spec is required. Take it off the center stand and we'll give it a good bouncing. Bouncy house. Probably might have another person help you so you can keep your balance better. But there we go. Let's bounce it up and down. Maybe this is better. All right, I think that's enough, maybe. Who knows? The more bounce, the better, I guess. So here you go. Here's the final installation. One thing I like about it is it looks really good. It looks almost factory. I also like the fact that I got plenty of clearance here, especially if we get in muddy roads, and if it does get gunked up, it won't take too much to clear that out with a stick or something when we're in the mucky mud. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. So let's go take it for a ride and see how it does. So far, what I could tell you is it makes a difference because it doesn't tend to wander. So when you come off like a section of gravel, previously it would tend to kind of wander back and forth. The fork brace is kind of I wouldn't say eliminated it, but it's definitely made it much more responsive. Very similar to how it was when I had my G650 GS, my BMW, because it had a fork brace. So it just feels more natural to me because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, so far definitely off-road. I think the fork brace justifies the cost. I also think for like emergency maneuvering, it's also good for the pavement because it won't wander as much, and hopefully it'll be under control a little better. Well, there you go. So if you're interested in more KLR modifications, make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future updates.